And tonight, a federal judge is again preventing the Eastern Airlines strike from spreading to commuter railroads. Today, a ban on secondary picketing was indefinitely extended. Sympathy walkouts would disrupt train service for hundreds of thousands of people.
Tonight, there's a change in the police power structure in New York City, including a shift at a precinct troubled by last year's violence in Tompkins Square Park. Channel 2's J.J. Gonzalez reports on the promotions and the promises.
36 uniformed police officers were promoted at this morning's ceremonies at police headquarters. Advancements made from detectives to one super chief of personnel.
My pleasure to introduce the Chief of Personnel, DeForest W. Taylor.
But earlier, quietly and without fanfare, a new commander for the 9th Precinct was appointed. Deputy Inspector Michael Julian is one of the youngest precinct commanders ever in New York City.
I think he's going to be able to relate to a portion of that community that gave us the most trouble.
The 9th Precinct became a sensitive assignment after last summer's riot in Tompkins Square Park. 36 demonstrators and 13 police officers were injured after a demonstration protesting a midnight curfew at the park got out of hand. The neighborhood people claimed the police used unnecessary force. And one demonstrator claimed police had attacked him for no other reason save he was operating a video camera.
I didn't do anything. Give me a chance.
This one guy was, beating on me, dragged me off the van and threw me up against the wall and said, "I'm going to crack your skull and, get that camera out of here."
A special commission report later blamed the police for lack of discipline and using excessive force. The commission also blamed the police leadership at the scene for ineptness and lack of control. But police there saw it a different way.
I wish your camera was out there and seen all the bottles and all the bricks and all the firecrackers that was thrown at the police. Then you may have a different look at it.
But what does the new precinct commander think he has to do in order to prevent the problems of last summer?
Develop compassionate, intelligent, community-oriented police officers.
He knows how to handle the public, how to handle the press.
We want to hear from everybody in the community. So my door will be open, and I'll be listening to them over the next few weeks.
None of the police at the 9th Precinct would speak on camera. They're mostly concerned with the youth of their new commander, but say they'll wait before they'll pass judgment. In Manhattan, J.J. Gonzalez, Channel 2 News.
The showdown in Brooklyn over a horse stable is gaining support, a move tonight to help keep horse owners in the saddle. A group of Prospect Park residents and local officials banded together today to come up with a way to keep the Culmut stables open. The turn-of-the-century corral has called Prospect Park home for the last 80 years, but the owners say they can't afford to keep it running and want the tenants out by the end of the month. The group meeting today says it will try to lease the stable from the owners to try to buy some time for a permanent solution.
There's much more coming up tonight, including striking a sour note.
Eastern Airlines gives a New Jersey school band marching orders. The troubleshooter tries to sort out this mess. Then a meeting of minds at the Vatican as American bishops make a plea to the Pope. And later on, Gregory Peck goes center stage for a night in the spotlight.
Macy's, you're really quite an inspiration.
With sales associates who are here for you to bring you 20 to 50% savings store-wide to make sure you have the...
They're running into trouble because they're holding tickets bought from Eastern Airlines, which has now gone into bankruptcy court. And tonight, some 100 New Jersey teenagers may lose out on a trip that could bring them national recognition. Channel 2 troubleshooter Roseanne Coletti is here with that story. Roseanne?
It's a real heartbreak case, Vic. Both the teenagers and their parents worked very hard for the past year with all sorts of student projects in order to raise money for their trip. And they raised thousands of dollars. Now the money is gone, and it looks like they're going nowhere. These teenagers make beautiful music together. For 10 years, the Morris Knolls High School Golden Eagles Marching Band has racked up trophy after trophy, winning competition after competition. In fact, they're the state champs.
It's such a class band. People know us for our class, and it's such an honor. And we're all such good friends, and we're so close. We work together and help each other.
But the 100-member band was hit with a big dose of reality yesterday when Eastern Airlines declared bankruptcy. The Golden Eagles were supposed to fly to Florida next month to compete for national honors. They raised almost $24,000 and gave it to the airline for their tickets. But that trip may now be just a dream, and disappointment doesn't come close to describing how they feel.
We've been looking forward to our senior trip since our freshman year, and now here we are in our senior year, and it may be that we won't be able to go.
The hours that we put in rehearsing, plus the extra time that we put in for the fundraisers and the amount of money that we collect for this big chance for us to do our best for our state. And now we won't be able to go down there because Eastern won't honor our tickets.
Band director Ed Argenziano called Continental. That airline said each ticket would cost $100 more. In total, teenagers would need an additional $10,000 to make the trip. Money they just don't have. So Ed contacted the troubleshooter.
My executive board met last night, and we were very desperate on what we can do, because someone has to honor these tickets for us.
Now, our troubleshooter team contacted both Eastern and Continental on the students' behalf, and Continental tells us they will look into it to see whether they can accommodate the students. Now take notes. What's the fate of other Eastern ticket holders the day after the airline filed Chapter 11? Well, Continental tells us it's honoring all Eastern tickets, but travel agents tell us passengers are being put on standby. American says it's honoring only full fare tickets. Then it gets a bit more complicated. The airlines you see here will honor their portion of an Eastern ticket if they are designated as a carrier on the ticket. That means that airline is providing a connecting or return flight. They will honor the entire ticket if they sell it to you, even if Eastern is a connecting part of that flight. These airlines are Piedmont, U.S. Air, Pan Am, American, and Delta. What if you participate in other Eastern programs? Where does the Chapter 11 leave you? Well, at this time, what if you are a member of Eastern's Frequent Flyer Club? Well, Continental tells us it will honor Eastern mileage. What if you're a member of Eastern's Weekender Club? Eastern tells us the program will resume with regular Eastern flights plus a free month's membership. But for now, unfortunately, you're out of luck. Vic?
Do these young people have any chance at all?
Well, we certainly hope so. Actually, when we contacted Eastern today, Eastern told us they would call Continental on the students' behalf, and Continental is taking a look at it. Let's hope it all works out.
Upping them $100.
Right. That's what they told us originally. It would cost them $100 a piece more, and we'll see what happens.
Police brutality, but which police?
I'm Roseanne Coletti. A New Jersey high school band had its wings clipped, but not anymore. Find out what happened in tonight's Troubleshooter Report.
I'm Joe Rappaport. Today on Center Stage, yep, Chevy Chase is back on the silver screen. You'll get a chance to meet him today and hear about his latest movie.
School band that almost saw a dream trip end before it began. I told you last week their plans for a big band competition were grounded. But then, Channel 2 troubleshooter Roseanne Coletti got on the case, and she is here now with a follow-up report. Roseanne.
Jane, it appears those students will be taking that trip after all on 3 separate flights, but they are going. The Morris Knolls High School Marching Band, the Golden Eagles, was named the #1 high school band in New Jersey. The 100 band members and their parents had worked all year to raise money, $55,000, in order to compete for national honors in Florida next week. The sum would pay for airfare, hotel, and expenses.
The hours that we put in rehearsing, plus the extra time that we put in for the fundraisers and the amount of money that we collect for this big chance for us to do our best for our state. And now we won't be able to go down there because Eastern won't honor our tickets.
As we told you in our first report, the band had booked with Eastern, but the machinist strike left the students with tickets they could not use. Continental would honor Eastern tickets, but said it would charge the students $100 more apiece, a total of $10,000 they didn't have.
We were very desperate on what we can do, because someone has to honor these tickets for us.
After the band director contacted the troubleshooter, we called both Eastern and Continental Airlines, and they told us they would look into it. Hours after our story aired, we received a phone call from Eastern pilots who were honoring the picket lines, saying they wanted to help the band.
But we hope to get each of the pilots that are involved in this sympathy strike with the IAM to contact their local merchants and solicit funds toward a helping fund.
As it turns out, that won't be necessary. Yesterday, the troubleshooter received a phone call